Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's edition of the Market Matrix. This is Tradiest Trades and it's January 12th, a nice Sunday night, great night to look at the markets here and show you guys what I'm looking to do in these markets this week. Looking at gold, the dollar index, euro, crude oil, and Nasdaq. So here we go. On the monthly time frame, obviously gold is super bullish. We're in some temporary bearishness with a short-term monthly swing high having confirmed here. So what I'm looking to see is, I've marked this out, this monthly higher low confirmed. So what we see is a potential higher low here. And so if we're in an uptrend on the underlying dominant trend is up with this 52 period moving average sloping up, short-term market structure in support of that trend is going to present us with the highest probability trade. So what I'm looking for is to see, can the bulls get us up to November's highs? If that happens, I think gold is going to go a heck of a lot higher and the uptrend is going to continue on gold. And how much higher? Well, one way to determine it is to take the distance of this swing to this swing and just add the extension, the up to around 3,000, over 3,000. So I think that is a real possibility for gold. So what is actionable with this is if we do get up to here, in my opinion, we will then have the go ahead to look for ducks in a barrel long trades. And they'll be high probability short-term structure in alignment with the high time frame trend. Now, hopping over to the weekly, last week and the last few weeks I've been talking about how obviously the dominant trend is up. We had some short-term market structure change here. We had a Williams true trend change here and then a lower high. But what was of interest to me the last few weeks was, did we put in a higher low? And like I just mentioned, market structure that's in agreement with or in support of or in the same direction as the high time frame trend is going to present us with some higher probability trades. So what happened last week was we took out this high and that confirmed this as a higher low. So we've just made a higher low in an underlying dominant uptrend. I'm looking for gold now to make a higher high on the weekly chart. So overall, what this means is I'm bullish gold this week. I'll be looking to take 4-hour ducks in a barrel longs. What does that mean? Well, I'll need the 52 period moving average to be sloping up, and I'll be looking for gold to become undervalued relative to treasuries and or the US dollar. And then I'll be looking also for an oversold stochastic or Williams percent R on a closing basis, and then that'll give me the green light to take some entry triggers. So that's what I'm looking for on the weekly. Is basically this week I want to take 4-hour ducks in a barrel longs. And what is a scenario that would cause me to not do that? If gold just sells off this week and we take out last week's low, what would that do? That would confirm a short-term lower high. So our structure would then look like this. So it would look like this, and that'd be a lower high, and that would be bearish. So I would then be looking for gold to make a lower low. So that is the only scenario that would make me change my mind. If we at least trade up into last week's high, that won't even be something I'll consider. So that's what I'm looking for on the weekly. I'm bullish. Now, how about the daily? Last week, I talked about how we had some interesting things developing here. We had made a higher high and a higher low. So I said last week is if we can put in a higher low here, I think that the high probability trade last week is to take ducks in a barrel hourly longs. And that is exactly what happened. So what are we going to do this week? I'm basically looking for more of the same. This trend is now up. I'm looking for basically waiting for a pullback and then a higher low to confirm. And once a higher low confirms, that would present me with the go ahead to look for ducks in a barrel hourly longs. And as of right now, the trend is still up. And basically, if we don't get the pullback to start the week, we could still hunt hourly ducks in a barrel longs. So that's my bias, bullish. Basically, what would change that would be, so if we just dipped down and took out this low, well, that'd be bearish. I'd then kind of flip my bias. Or if we went like this and then took out a low like that, then I would flip to be bearish. But as things look right now, overall, I'm bullish from the weekly. I'm bullish from the daily time frame. So that's gold. How about the US dollar? Looking here on the monthly, we have obviously made a higher high. So what this tells me is we're in a strong uptrend until there's a swing high confirmed. I don't want to worry about anything other than taking daily ducks in a barrel longs until that momentum has temporarily shifted to the downside. The dollar basically overall looks incredibly bullish. It looks super strong overall. I've looked at it from the 6 month time frame. Looks bullish. There's a lot to say for the dollar going up to at least here, up above this high. Not saying it's going straight there in a straight line, but it does look pretty strong. From a weekly perspective, what do we have? So what I'm looking at this week is just for more of the same. We're bullish. So be looking for 4 hour ducks in the barrel longs. The only way I would change that and not do that is if we do not trade up to last week's high and we trade down and take out last week's low, that will confirm for me that we put in a short-term weekly high and that the momentum is to the downside. And then at that point, I would be sitting on my hands and waiting for a higher low to form here, which would be in alignment with this dominant underlying uptrend. So basically look for 4 hours ducks in a barrel longs this week unless we get a shift in trend there. And then on the daily, similar sort of approach. We're still in an uptrend. We're still bullish. If for example, we start the week and we actually confirm a swing high here by trading down to Friday's lows, I would then be waiting for a higher low to form here on the daily, and if we did, then that would give me the go ahead to take some high probability H1 longs. So basically right now the trend is up, so I'm looking for higher daily swing lows to confirm, to give me opportunities to go long on the daily to the hourly, and the same thing on the weekly, just looking for each 4 longs. So just basically bullish until the trend tells me, until the bears show up and tell us that it's time to be bearish, and that hasn't happened yet. So it's the inverse for the euro. So I just like to go over the dollar, but it's the inverse for the euro. So basically shorts on euro is my bias until the bulls show up and tell us that we should be bullish euro. Okay, how about the crude oil? All right, and I apologize for my voice this week, you guys. I've been sick as hell and feeling it, but I wasn't feeling it bad enough to not show up and make these weekly videos. So what do I see here on crude oil? So what we see is we've got a swing low here, and we haven't basically made a swing high yet, and basically we're in a bearish trend right now on the crude oil contract, bearish from a price action perspective. We see though that the 52 period moving average is sloping up. So what I see is that since we have most recently made a swing low, that momentum is to the upside, and that kind of sounds obvious just based on how strong the energies and crude oil have been. But what this means is to me right now, until we put in a monthly swing high, I'm very basically the highest probability trades will be to take daily ducks in a barrel longs, and this is actually quite in alignment with heating oil. I'm long heating oil based on the commitment to trader strategy. I've been long since down right around here mid-December when a Donchian channel break confirmed a trend change, and that commitment to traders trade has room to go much higher. There's a whole lot of fundamental conditions underlying the heating oil market, which appear to be moving the crude oil market in a similar way, that I think basically an oversold and undervalued pullback on the daily time frame will be a nice little golden opportunity to take advantage of this move. We've also seen the large traders really piling into this market, so they're working they're buying this market, they're sending it up, and this trend likely has quite a bit of room to go up, just based on the conditions I've observed under the market. So looking at the weekly time frame here, to start the week here, oil's already super strong. So until we put in a weekly swing high, I will basically be looking for 4 hour ducks in a barrel longs. Pretty simple. Bullish crude oil this week. And if we get those oversold, undervalued pullbacks on the 4 hour time frame, I think you take them. A few of them happened last week. There was one there. There was one here. And I'm just going to look for another one this week. And if it happens, I think it'll be a very good opportunity. So then on the daily, what do we see? We see the price action, short-term price action kind of chopped around here last week. It kind of looked to me like maybe it wanted to top out a bit, but not the case at all. We're up here now. So basically for me, right now, the momentum is still very strong. So I think hourly ducks in a barrel longs will be the high probability trade for now until we put in a short-term swing high sometime this week, possibly. And then the high probability trade will then be to wait for that higher low to form. So looking for price to put in a short-term high, come down, and once we confirm a higher low, look for those high probability ducks in a barrel longs to then continue the trend up. So that's it. Basically bullish crude until the bears show up and tell us that it's time to be bearish. And how about the Nasdaq? So interesting on the Nasdaq, what we have seen here is that we've had a monthly swing high confirmation last week. So what that means is we traded into December's lows, and that has confirmed a swing high. So that is bearish. That's not good at all for Nasdaq. Now, what I will say is that this has happened before, where the last few times we put in swing highs, look at how quickly they turned around. Here was one back in 2024. We put in a confirmed swing high, and then the next month we took out that candle's high, and then you're an upswing in an uptrend, very bullish. Same thing happened here. It didn't even last a month. So what this means what I'm looking at is January's candle going to close. Does it instantly reverse and we just keep going higher? Will be really interesting to see, because that's generally what's been happening. This swing high lasted had two more months of follow through, so that was a bit more of a real downturn. And then of course the bear market here that happened. So will be interesting to see. But what this means to me that's tradable is that the momentum is now to the downside. So if the daily time frame rolls over and we see this 52 period moving average roll over on the daily, then to me, the high probability trades in alignment with that bearish monthly momentum will be to take ducks in a barrel daily shorts. But that's not on the cards yet. So what about the weekly time frame? So we see that we put in a swing high. Now what I'm looking for is, where is this swing low going to form, and is it going to be higher than this? So basically for me on the Nasdaq right now, the momentum is short-term to the downside because we've most recently put in this short-term swing high. So overall, what that tells me is the highest probability trades are H4 ducks in a barrel shorts. So that's what I'll be looking for on the Nasdaq this week, is H4 ducks in a barrel shorts. Now let's just look a little deeper at this. We're in a dominant uptrend, so we're also putting in bullish market structure so far. So can the bulls step up and put in a higher low here? If we do get a higher low here, I think it's a good time to get bullish on the indice, the Nasdaq indice, and look for a higher high. Of course, doesn't have to happen, but it's something that I'd like to see if it can do it. Now, if the Nasdaq trades down to here, it's very bad. That'd be a short-term weekly true trend change, Williams true trend change, and that would be more of a significant pullback would be on the cards. But as of right now, the bulls still have a chance to step up and put in a higher high and keep the party going. So just wait and see. The highest probability trade will be if we can put in a swing low, and that's not going to happen for at least 2 more weeks. This week and maybe next week we could put in a swing low, but it's not going to happen right now. So based on the daily, what we can see is that we're in bearish market structure. So right now we're in a swing down. So what I'd be looking for is each one ducks in a barrel shorts until we can put in a short-term swing low. And then the highest probability trade is going to be once the market puts in another lower high here. And we can see that this 52 period moving average is kind of starting to round out. So overall, short-term weekly structure is bearish, so it has me leaning towards 4-hour ducks in a barrel shorts, even though it's not in alignment with the underlying trend. And until the bulls can show us a bit more reason to be bullish, basically I'm going to be bearish on the Nasdaq. And that is it, everybody, for this week. This is the market matrix. I hope you found some of these insights valuable, whether you however you trade, whatever time frame you trade. I hope this was valuable to you. I also have a Discord that you can join if you want to join. You can send me an email at tradiustrades@gmail.com. We have a really great crew of people growing in there, some very smart and great people that I'm glad to be interacting with and sharing my insights with, and they're sharing insights with me, which has been a very unexpected but very pleasantly surprising aspect to creating the group. And hope to have you there. Thank you very much for listening, and you guys have a great week and good luck with your trading.